Morning, good morning, good morning. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
By the way,
It's going to be that kind of morning already on this Wednesday, the 15th of April. Welcome. Appreciate you guys joining us early this morning. A fresh edition of First Sky Omaha in the morning is happening right now. It's fired up. First Sky Omaha in the morning. Money. Welcome. Once again. Fresh edition of First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
It's happening right now. My name is Paul B. He's Buddy to God.
Hey.
Yeah, we're speaking to you this morning. All the chat chimers, all the ghost listeners, all the monitoring spirits. Welcome. On this Wednesday. Hey. Appreciate you guys getting up with us early.
Man.
Call me Fat Finger P. And
is that
cool?
Is that what happened? Hit it with the fat finger.
Yeah, man. You know how it is.
He tired, boss. He tired.
Pops in the chat gives us a good Wednesday morning and mad love for Las Vegas. Appreciate you, Pops. Like the old days. First one coming in the chat. Like the old days. Michelle Moreno gives us a good morning. Good morning to you. Sean McCarthy gives us a morning, everyone. Appreciate you. Mama God in the chat. Morning, fam. Good morning. Arsenal RG says, morning, y'all. Coming live and direct from the gym. Leg day part 2.
Okay.
Work off them Indian tacos. I understand.
Yeah. You getting ready for another competition? Is that
what's happening? Iron Man thing happening?
Yeah, let us know.
That's what's up. Ariel's 402 says, if you're not ready to claim your blessings, do not hit the like button. Ooh.
Come on now. Claim your blessings. Claim it.
Little reverse psychology going on there. Appreciate that. That's what's happening. Judy Penzler gives us a wonderful Wednesday. Yeah. We're going to make it a wonderful Wednesday. Really appreciate you guys coming in this morning. Buddy, how you feeling this morning?
I'm tired, boss. I'm tired.
Okay. Thought I was the only one.
Nah. You're not the only one, man. Kind of the artist mind took over last night. Found myself just, thoughts are flowing, jotting down ideas, taking notes. I just couldn't sleep, man. Couldn't sleep. So, maybe I can sneak in a siesta sometime today.
I hope you do. That brings me to the question that we've been asking. Should we move the time?
Yes.
I believe there's a survey out on our page, right? Our
newsletter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he tired.
Yeah, people hit me up like they don't know the show's on right now. What's going on here? Let me turn this phone down.
We live,
y'all. Weekly Wrap has a survey in it about maybe changing the time of the event too. We've been doing 8:00 every other week to accommodate the senators on the Senator's Cipher, and a few people mentioned they enjoyed the late start.
Yeah,
and including us. So. Yeah, we'll see. RG says, buddy, another strongman contest in July. Okay.
Getting ready. Best wishes to you, brother.
Getting ready.
Man.
Getting ready.
Hey, health is wealth.
Yep. Appreciate you guys coming on through. As far as I'm concerned, I'm tired too, boss.
Man,
it's definitely going around midweek. It's just been a hectic few days for me work-wise. So come midweek, I'm definitely feeling that. Am I going to get up over the hump situation?
Man, it is hump day. So hopefully you're getting up over the hump out there. Definitely thank you for tuning in with us this morning. Yeah, let us know how you're feeling out there in the world. And I'm kind of feeling. I'm glad we got that questionnaire out there. You know what I mean? As far as the time changes and things like that, we're pretty flexible over here. Always trying to meet you where you're at.
Yes, that's right. We started off this show as a radio show, so we were up very early in the morning talking about weather, traffic, and everything else. But this is morphed into something else. This is morphed into a conversation that we're having with you guys, especially the chat chimers who are the regulars that come on the show to really kind of have a discussion in the chat as well. We kind of speak to each other as if we're speaking face to face in the chat. And that's how it goes now. So, it's running around, getting kids to school, getting to work and all that. The opportune time for you to do that. Man. Should we be looking at a different time? We'll definitely do that. Also, you saw at the top of the show, we do have a special guest coming on today. Brother WayofLife Wardlow will be joining us. It's kind of a Love Supreme Wednesday a little bit today.
A little bit.
We're talking about art and jumping into the artist's life. Speaking of the artist's life,
man,
it always starts at 2 a.m. So we'll see if he's able to get up this morning and come and talk to us. So yeah, appreciate him coming on the show. And also, of course, we have to mention that on Friday we'll be speaking with Mayor John Ewing with our monthly
Hey,
meetup with the mayor. Yes,
yeah,
I'm very privileged to be able to do that. So looking forward
yeah.
to that. Get your questions ready for him too. Jam packed week. That's what it is. Appreciate that. I see Michelle Moreno says sleepy, but I'm up.
Okay, same,
My symptoms exactly.
same.
Marlon Harrison gives us a good morning, First Sky family, and happy Wellness Wednesday. Said I forgot to mention on Monday's show that you might see me and Paul collaborating soon. Yeah, we got something going on here coming up. Most
Mhm.
definitely. Appreciate Marlon Harrison, man on the street, getting busy.
Some things are brewing. Content creator camp alumni.
Yep, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, speaking of that, look out. We're gearing up for this year's content creators camp, man. So definitely keep your eyes open for that as well for those who want to get down.
Yeah, spread the word. Spread the word. We definitely want to expand this mission of creating an army of citizen journalists and expanding the team. That's what this is all about as well. Expanding the team. We still need more news people who want to disseminate news and write stories and tell the events and the happenings around our town. The things that you guys are interested in as well. It's always a really good thing to write about. So if I had my way, everybody would be writing a story about their
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not just like reporting the news; it's telling our own story. Like that's the big thing. Telling our own story through our own lens, and we all know the difference when that happens. So yeah, let's do it. Who else but us?
That's right. Because somebody else will if we don't. For real.
Hey, message.
Let's jump into a few community updates as we get the ball rolling here this morning. We got a few things to talk about. First of all, shout out to the city for getting with us on this lead poisoning situation here. It is
Hey,
100% preventable. It is that time of year for us to get back into testing out the soil. There's a few events coming up. Shout out to Clarice Dombeck, who's giving us information on the farms and the cleanups and the things that are happening around springtime coming, so that we can get to planting some stuff. So it is imperative that we get tested. So check out Douglas County Health Department. You can go to their website, which is fightled.org. Get some more information. Get tested. Schedule a testing for your property, your land, even if you're in an apartment. Give them a call. Let them know how you can figure out how to prevent lead poisoning in your not just your garden area in your land, but your house, your
yeah,
body, everywhere.
paint. It's
Paint.
everywhere.
That's right, everywhere. Because it could be everywhere in our community, and it is 100% preventable because there
Yeah.
is some funds out there to get that taken care of. Yep, yep.
Yeah, just a quick update on that. I actually caught up with Chris Baby Boy Bowling from
Hey,
Flatwater the other day, and he reminded me that they're actually still doing, as you mentioned, some of that outside testing. They're actually working on some articles and some projects, and may have some reporting coming out soon in regards to what's going on with the lead and all the remediation and the testing and things like that. So yeah, if those who have been paying attention to that situation, look out, look out.
that's what's up. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, yeah.
Our brothers over there at Beyond the Stigma has another event coming up here on the 25th. So get ready for that. Shout out to brother. Well, I'm drawing blanks this morning for real. Johnny No Good,
Hey,
who
okay, there you go, there
put
you go.
this together, and he's got a nice group going. The group gets bigger every time. It looks like to me. April 25th is happening over at Assembly of the Saints. I don't know if you guys been checking out what's going on at Assembly of the Saints, but tap in with Pastor Ballard.
Man,
They have podcasts going on over there. All kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff is happening there, and there's always news from there too. It's about time for us to have Brother Pastor Ballard on the show as well.
yeah.
With him.
See what
Yeah,
they
but
got going for the summer.
yeah, summertime especially. So
Come
yeah,
on,
check it
man.
out. Also, Beyond the Stigma definitely happening 3 to 5 on April 25th over there at 4224 North 24th Street. Tap in. And if you can't make it, hit up Johnny No Good, man. Give him a little donation or something for keeping these meetings going. And help support him do that because he gets down with it. I'll tell you that. So it's a very important event as far as we're concerned. Also, this is coming up. Shout out to, I think Marlon Harrison's one put this in Friends of First Sky Omaha, the African American Academic Achievement Awards at Northwest High School is coming up April 21st from 6 to 8. I haven't heard about this. This is a new one on me as well. 8204 Crown Point Avenue. You guys know where Northwest High is. The African American Academic Achievement Awards. Didn't know that was a
Mm,
thing over there at Northwest. So, all right, shout out to Northwest. And
okay.
let us know if you have any more information on this as well. April 21st, 6 to 8. Doors open at 5:30. Anybody nominated? You know anybody involved? Let us know.
Yeah, it was behind that. What's the CAAAC? What is that?
Good question. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll look into it. But shout out for putting things in Friends of First Sky Omaha for sure. Also, shout out to Brother Kasim. He's got an intro to Islam coming up on
Hey,
April 19th. This is about 4 days from now, 3:30 over at 2123 Pierce Street, Omaha, Nebraska. Discover Islam, ask questions, find peace. Be a really good event for you to go to just learn about what's happening with
man.
with a lot of people in the religion in our area. We like to know more and hear from the horse's mouth, is what I always used to say. So that's what it is. I know my family grew up Jehovah's Witnesses, and we have a lot of people got a lot of opinions about what Jehovah's Witnesses are. I say, come and ask one, and really find out what's happening instead of just assume. So same
Man.
thing here. I appreciate him putting this together for us to get some information there. Even if you're not going to join the religion, you can go learn about it. You'll get some free materials. All are welcome. Bring your questions. April 19th, 3:30. Shout out to Brother Kasim, man, doing the good work. Appreciate him. Big time. And that's it for right now. Oh, no, one more. There's a spring fundraiser coming up, 6th annual Free Farm Syndicate. This is the reason why I was talking about that lead stuff in the beginning.
Mm.
Shout out to Clarice Dombeck. There's a spring fundraiser. Free Farm Syndicate is happening. The farms are chiming up. The gardens are chiming up. They're doing cleanups. They're doing all kinds of stuff happening. But this is Saturday, April 18th from noon to 4 at O'Leaver's on Saddle Creek. I don't know if you've been to the O'Leaver's Club before, but shout out to them for hosting. Looks like they're going to be hosting this 6th annual Free Farm Syndicate Spring Fundraiser. First time I'm hearing about this as well. When they say join us as we celebrate a decade of growing fresh produce for our community. There will be handmade goods, quality merch, food and drink, and much more. So,
Okay.
and live music by Custom Filth. I don't know about that. I don't know about listening to Custom Filth while I'm talking about food and stuff, but we'll see.
Hmm.
See what the band's
Yeah.
about.
Filth and food don't always mix, but hey, here we go. Check it out.
I
Check it
don't
out.
like my I don't like my food filthy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But check it out, and shout out to them for being a part of the community that is providing food, fresh food in this area. We are an agricultural state, so I like to see more and more of that kind of thing going down, especially with food shortages and food prices going up and everything that's happening. Shout out to anybody who's doing some fundraisers for the free farms out here. In a big
Man,
way.
hey, it's a revolutionary act. Growing your own food.
It really is. It's even illegal in some places. In some
Man, which is crazy.
circumstances. Can't even collect rainwater some places. It's crazy. Very crazy. Appreciate you guys. We'll definitely jump into some more of those a little later on in the show. But before we get there, I just want to say hey to Biko Kwanzaa in the chat. He says, "I want
Hey,
to hear my man Way of Life." Okay, that's
okay.
what's up. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, Way of Life Wardlow's coming on through a little later on in the show. So stick around. Let's talk to him about what he got going on, the art soldiering that he's doing
Man.
in a big way. Appreciate that. Sean McCarthy in the chat says, just voting heads up. My mom, who has been voting by mail for at least 10 years, received a note from the voting commission telling her they can't process her ballot request. So yeah, we've been hearing about some of these things happening. We haven't heard about anything official going on yet, changes, but we knew they were coming. So I appreciate the heads up there, Sean McCarthy. We'll definitely have to look into this a little bit more. That's craziness. Wow. Okay. Also, he says they requested a copy of her ID. So just a heads up for those who plan on voting early, be on the lookout for any voting commission letter in the mail. Yeah,
Man.
got to be
That's
extra
that's just
right now.
that's if the postal service decide to send it.
That's if they still send the mail by next month.
Man.
Lots to talk about. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and jump into today's thread to see what else is on the menu, buddy. What's going on today?
Yeah, actually, we'll be touching on just about all those things. A lot of the things we just talked about. Definitely voting. Shout out to the women, the League of Women's Voters, who just dropped their voter guide. So we'll be kind of diving into that a little bit, letting the people know what's going on, reminding the folks we have our midterm, election coming up pretty soon. Still pushing the 6 to dismiss line. So definitely keeping that on focus. Actually, there's some interesting things coming out. Some comments from Governor Pillen recently about the legislature and what's going on and what really needs to happen as far as the unicameral on some of these races. He's actually pushing for some changes as far as the filibuster goes. Of course, we just had our Senator Cipher on Monday, so we're really continuing with that. Again, shout out to Senator Michaela Cavanaugh for coming through and speaking with us, giving us a little information on her brother, who we actually have coming up next week. So look out for that. Get those questions ready. But in the meantime, between time, definitely looking at what's going on with these races and really what's at stake. Just at what's at stake during this midterm, both locally at the state level and nationally. Of course, we all know what's going on with the Trump administration. So keeping our eyes on that situation, but also again, as the or not the filibuster, excuse me, as the legislature rounds around the last week. Again, one thing we did also learn from our conversation with Senator Kavanaugh on Monday is that the last day of the legislature of the session is this Friday. And there's some wins we still want to look at. Of course, looking at the details of this food bill as far as free lunch or at least assistance with lunch, which is a pretty big topic of conversation here on the show. Shout out to Bree Fool of OPS, who was very vocal on that situation. Looks like she actually got some help from the state level now. So we'll look at what that means and really just some other areas of help. Apparently, shout out to also Miss E for letting the people know about the summer EBT. Again, as we like to start off the show here with some affirmative things, following the money, some things that help us with our bottom line. We'll start off the show with that. So again, summer EBT program rolling out. Also, Omaha Inland Port Authority announcing a program for entrepreneurs. So those trying to, secure that bag, dive into some of that. But also, speaking of securing the bag, we got to talk about the state and what's going on with the budget and just some of the symptoms that we've been looking at as far as, again, we asked the question, we know a city can go bankrupt, but a state, what happens when a state is dealing with some financial issues? And the reality is a lot of people kind of at the bottom feel the brunt of it. There's some rural areas that are losing their EMS services. They're losing dialysis centers. What are the reality? Of course, we've been talking about the packing plant in Lexington closing. Again, we talk about the lack of jobs in North Omaha, but how close is the situation in North and rural areas throughout Nebraska? Again, what are we all dealing with when it comes to that bottom line? So we'll be diving into that. Of course, as you see earlier, we do have our man WayofLife Wardlow coming through. So getting into a little Love Supreme conversation. And again, he's all about the community, all about the people in way of his art. So I really want to dive into that. Again, his perspective on community, what that really means. And again, following the money is not just about dollars and cents, but it's about community, about building that ecosystem so we can all come together and thrive, man. So we're going to be talking about all that and more throughout the show. Of course, if there's anything we're missing, dropping the ball on. There's some OPPD stuff coming out. There's a lot to talk about, man. So jump into the chat. Let your mind be free. Let your voice be heard. Let us know what's going on in your world. In the meantime, between time, we're a little over scheduled, just a little bit. So let's keep this thing rolling. Paul B.
Yo.
What say you?
Man, let's take a quick break and come back and jump into the conversation. We appreciate you guys joining us on this Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday, as Marlon Harrison likes to say. Appreciate it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
I'm Paul B. He's Buddy to God. Stay tuned. We'll be right back, y'all.
The ballot or the bullet explains itself. We have a fight that's common to all of us. We suffer political oppression, economic exploitation, and social degradation. Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging. The ballot or the bullet.
Welcome back. For Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, Buddy to God. Thank you for coming on with the show, coming on early with us this morning. Shout out to the chat chimers that get right on up. We did hear RG say a little earlier when he said something about 11 o'clock or something crazy.
Yeah, we got a few votes.
Okay. All right, we'll dig into it. Shout out to Donnell Sessions giving us a good morning. Appreciate you very much. Also, Ascender KML giving us a morning and peace to all. Love that.
Peace.
Yeah, nice call. Nice call for some peace right about now.
Man, we need it, man. You got the president going at the Pope, man. Come on. Yeah, we need peace.
Pope from Chicago though, he can handle it.
Hey, Chirac.
Pope from the Midwest, he got it. Let's go ahead and jump into the first article, buddy. What's first on the agenda today?
Yeah, man. Again, like to start, most outlets it bleeds, it leads. That's not quite our style here. Again, we try to start with the affirmative, let people know, where we coming from, how we trying to put it down here on the show. And again, the season is follow the money. So again, looking at what can help families who are struggling to, secure the money, secure the bag, secure again, just a certain way of life, if you will. So yeah, you see what I did
I
there.
see what you did.
But again, shout out to Senator Michaela Cavanaugh, really just picking up from the conversation that we had on Monday. As you know, this show isn't just about, delivering the news, but an ongoing conversation about what's going on in our community. And again, if you missed it, we had a great conversation with Senator Michaela Cavanaugh on Monday about just some of the wins, just the tail end of the legislative sessions. And definitely want to dive into this bill that she has for lunch, because again, there's a lot of conversation, a lot of emotion, a lot of tension, even some controversy around again. Shout out to not councilwoman but board woman Bree Full, who's again on the Omaha Public School Board, who called out, said that there should be no reason why she's getting calls and getting contacted from families who are saying they're struggling to feed their children during lunch, and maybe again this bill will help with that. So again, shout out to Senator Michaela Cavanaugh, doing something at the state level that again Sister Bree Full is trying to do at the board level. But as she said, this fourth time was the charm, according to this article coming out of WOWT, as her Hunger Free Schools Act passed in the unicameral this year on a 38-11 vote of the Nebraska Department of Education will reimburse qualifying public schools for the difference between reduced cost school lunches, 30 cents for breakfast and 40 cents for lunch, and free lunches. She secured an anonymous donor to cover the cost for public schools, while an amendment from Lincoln Senator Carolyn Bosden would appropriate another $55,000 from the state's general fund to cover the same program for private schools, which again she kind of got into on Monday. But altogether, the total cost is about $1.2 million in order to feed the babies. It is a pilot program that will take an effect next year during the 26-27 school year and last through the 2031-2032 school year. Kavanaugh has been trying to get this passed actually since 2019. As she said in our previous conversation, she's usually playing defense. So get a little offensive win, get a bucket, if you will. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. Actually, a shout out to also not just Senator Kavanaugh, but some of the families feeling the brunt of this. A Lincoln mother of three, Randy, works multiple jobs, according to the article. She says, for me, it does make a big difference. Like even to my budget right now, I don't have much. I don't have much. She reiterates, saying not only are they getting to eat, but they're also getting the variety of food groups and stuff like that I wouldn't be able to give them at home. So again, not only are they eating, but they're not just eating, ramen noodles and grilled cheese sandwiches. They're getting fruit. They're getting, some somewhat semblance of a balanced meal. So again, a big shout out to Senator Kavanaugh and those who, 38-11, pretty wide margin on this. And there was some conversation about whether the state can get it done, but here we are.
There you go. Appreciate that. What say you on that? This has been a long conversation that we keep on having about this. So yeah, it sounds like a win. We'll have to tap in with Kimmer Snipes, who's also on the school board. See what she has to say about that. If these babies are gonna get fed, and what's really going on there too. And I'll just say for the record, ain't nothing wrong with grilled cheese and ramen though.
Hey, my grandma, man, rest her soul. That was the meal after school. We used to come home, grilled cheese, ramen, and a pickle. Yeah. Good memories. Good memories.
Right now, I must be hungry. Sound good right now.
Yeah.
But fruits and vegetables too. Fruits and vegetables too. I'm just saying.
It needs to be balanced. It needs to be balanced. And for those who are, struggling with the balanced meal throughout the summer, there's also some other help in regards to the summer EBT program, which I if I'm not mistaken, I think Pillin tried to block that a couple years ago. Yeah. If I remember correctly, I think my memory's coming back to me. We'll get into Pillin here a little later on. But again, for those who do have young ones at home, anticipating the summer, maybe, same situation as the mother in the last article, just not having a lot, struggling. Again, there is a summer EBT program. The application is available now for those who need a little help. And again, this is for those who do qualify for free and reduced lunch. Here are some of the stipulations as you see the flyer on your screen. There's actually a QR code there if you can scan that if you're interested in checking it out. But again, here are some of the requirements. One, your student, again, goes to a school with the National School Lunch Program. during the 25 and 26 school year. So again, this is this year and did not receive free or reduced lunch, but you think that you may be eligible for a free or reduced lunch, there is a guidelines list that you can check out on that link. This also includes students attending a community eligibility provision school, which I believe might be like a street school or something like that, where all students receive, or excuse me, it's a school where all students receive meals at no cost, which is something that Sister Kimmer Snipes has actually talked about several times. Is there are some schools that are paying for the students, but not all schools are doing that. Now, also, your application for free or reduced meals was denied for being over income. You may also be eligible for the summer EBT program. And also, if you're not homeschooling. So, again, these are some of the requirements. But as a parent, of school age children, I was actually a recipient back in the COVID days of this summer EBT program. And, you get a little card from the schools. It helps. It helps. There's a couple weeks, couple months where it's like, all right, we got this. Let's stretch the dollar to do some other things. So again, those who are interested, those who might need it, those who got the babies at home, check it out. Check it out. And also, if you need other assistance, we are again trying to build upon this mutual aid vibe that we're on. So again, if you haven't checked it out, definitely check out community resources page on firstsky.omaha.com. Again, that's firstsky.omaha.com/community-resources if you need some assistance.
There you go. This is on Friends of First Sky Omaha, the group page on Friends of on Facebook. If you want to hit that flyer, hit that QR code, get some more information on that. Shout out to Miss Erica Felt for posting that there. And shout out to all of you that keep posting things in Friends of First Sky Omaha. That is the first place that we go look at when we're gathering together information to talk about today. So shout out to everybody who posts there and not just use it as an advertising page, but actually post stories and also gets down on commenting on stories that are posted. The Friends of page is where the conversation continues when we're not live. So shout out to everybody who's been a part of that as well. I see Alan Faison in the chat saying, good morning, First Sky. Good morning. Good morning. Wanda Lewis, good morning as well. PCU, thanks for getting up early with us. Arrows 402 says, I only want First Sky on 2 occasions, day and night. Okay. We ain't doing day and night.
Nah, yeah.
One or the other. Was one or the other.
Right. We're only doing mornings and still ain't getting enough sleep.
Gonna make us some long night. You really gonna hear some wild talk then.
Man.
Yep. Right on, man. 7:27 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, if you're just joining us, we are anticipating our guest today, WayofLife Wardlow, is going to come and visit us and talk about his art warriorship and everything else that goes on. Yeah, man. Here's some inspirational words from the brother who's really trying to be out here and help the people, man. Every time I talk to this brother, every time I see him, he's really trying to do something to uplift our people, which is what we're all about around here as well. So shout out to him. We'll definitely talk about it. Also, I want to mention before we go to break, this is Financial Literacy Month.
Yeah.
It happens to fall during this Follow the Money season. And there's a lot of stuff out there. I thought this was pretty interesting here. I thought it had better, thought it wasn't as pixelated as this. But here's 5 ways to observe Financial Literacy Month. We put my red foxes on here.
Yeah.
Make financial literacy the topic of your
book club
is the number one on there. Yeah, I'll find a better picture of this, but I just wanted to highlight that one. I thought that was very interesting. We are always talking about getting book clubs together. There's book clubs that pop up all over the place. I've been on the library committee for choosing the book of the year and all that kind of stuff there. So I'm kind of it's on my mind now. Like that's a great idea. If you have a book club, or one way to really kind of gain some more knowledge financially about your own situation and about the world in general is to choose the right book. So those of you that have any ideas on what books to read on financial literacy, please put those in the chat or put them in Friends of First Sky Omaha. Anything that's helped you, anything that you know of that works well to get ourselves more educated about it. I love that. I'm not saying I'm going to start a book club, but I would love to hear some book suggestions for some of the clubs that I do know are existing around town. So, yeah, let us know. I thought that was a good idea. And let's remember just kind of pay attention a little bit to our own finances, resources. We always should be learning more about our own finances. We always should be learning more about how things work. And we have to remember that we mostly deal with money in an emotional way all the time. not mostly all the time. We mostly deal with money in an emotional way. And so we got to kind of think about that because everybody has their own personal relationship with money, which is not as mathematic and cut and dry as you would think it probably should be. We do a lot of impulse buying. We do a lot of signaling of our status. We do a whole lot of things when it comes to money. It's not just money in, money out. So I'm trying to think about it myself in that way too. What makes me, what my if I go shopping, you know what I'm saying? You got shopping therapy and all that kind of stuff too. You do feel good when you're feeling down. You go and spend a little bit of money on some knickknacks at Target or something like that. And
no, I don't know about Target. But yeah. I feel you.
I drove by Target the other day. I saw a whole lot of us in there, so I guess I rolled by with the window down, looking like. Oh, we was done. Target.
They listen to the Reverend.
I will tell you where I've been spending most of my money. I got to put the brakes on it. Oh, the visitor center the North Omaha Visitor Center is breaking me, y'all. For real.
Hey, if you're gonna spend it, if you're gonna spend it with your folks.
That was my philosophy.
If you're gonna spend it.
That was my philosophy. But now Ida Vital selling juice out of there. Somebody started selling banana pudding out of there. Somebody had oxtail soup over there yesterday, and I pulled it out, and Brother Preston Love Jr. was there. He looked at it, he said, "Ooh, that color. Ooh, that looks right." I took it home.
Oxtail soup, right. You say
it was? It was one of them. It was one of them. It was throw the glass down good. It was good. So yeah, man. So I find myself over there a lot. Even like soaps and oils, and I mean, like
you name it.
You name it. They're expanding. It's not just coffee over there. It's not just coffee and donuts.
Beautiful.
But I still Poppins over there. I got to get a bag of popcorn every day. Look.
Come on, man. We need more of it. Actually, in a second, we're gonna jump into this Inland Port Authority entrepreneur program. Hey, if you trying to get down, ain't nothing but space and opportunity. Literally.
There you go. Let's get to this break because we're gonna keep going. Kadra Hagen's in the chat. Good morning. Says Financial Literacy for All by John Hope Bryant.
Yes.
Book suggestion. Cool.
I was just looking at some John Hope Bryant videos last night. I got a book for you.
Yeah.
The Culture Playbook. It's a volume. It's a 3-volume set. It's a book from a guy named Ty Baisden. He's a music manager, but he's in digital marketing. Some information that applies not just to music and entertainment, but to business in general. So yeah. If you're talking about business, you're talking about getting to that bag. Marketing plays a big part.
Got to. I will put this out here too during Financial Literacy Month. There's a Financial Literacy for Small Business Owners class going on, 10-week program. Shout out to Hayes and Associates. They are putting this on for free. So you definitely should check this out. We'll put it in Friends of First Sky Omaha so you can hit that QR code or just go to Hayes and Associates and look it up. 10-week program, I believe, is starting pretty soon too. So definitely jump on and get a little free education there. We always talk about how we have the resources right here in our neighborhoods, right here with some of the network, the people in the network, the businesses in the network that want to help and big up Black business. Here you go, some free classes, a 10-week program. Definitely jump on this if you have the time and if you have the capacity to do that. Definitely do it. Shout out to Hayes and Associates.
Man, so there you go.
It's out here. Let's do it. Let's take a quick break and come right back. Again, you're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B, Buddy to God. Stay tuned. Hey. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B, Buddy to God.
Hey.
Shout out to Sherman Wells.
It's Big Sherm, fool.
Big Sherm. Shout out go to his page, Sherman L. Wells. See what he got going on. See some of his past episodes as well. He really digs in with the people, with the family.
Man.
We appreciate everybody getting busy there. So yeah, appreciate that very much. And yeah, let's jump into some more conversation here before we get to our guests. For those of you just joining us, we are anticipating our guest Way of Life Wardlow, a local artist that's going to come through and talk about his art soldiership and
Man,
all that good stuff, man. Yeah, let's get busy. Before we
yeah,
get there,
yeah.
what's next on the agenda, buddy?
Man, again, we following the money, trying to help you get to the bag, man. Especially those of you who are starting your own thing,
Yeah.
jumping into the world of entrepreneurship. We have some entities out in the community that are ripe to help you do that, and that's what they're created for. So again, shout out to Brother Gary Clark Jr., Senator Terrell McKinney, and the whole squad over there at the Omaha Inland Port Authority, finally getting busy, and kind of rounding into shape, if you will. Of course, there's been a lot of eyes and a lot of attention pointed towards what's going on with the business park and some of the major developments going on, but again, we're seeing more of the day-to-day operations, more of the thing that will mostly come out of the Inland Port Authority, because again, once the business park is done, that's done, but their operation, their day-to-day operation, is more of this. Again, talking about the Omaha Inland Port Authority Impact Fund, which again targets businesses and allows them to remain flexible. This coming from Silicon Prairie News. So again, shout out to our good friends over at Flatwater Free Press, Silicon Prairie, and the whole squad over there for covering this. But this is definitely something you want to look out for, want to pay attention to. Again, shout out to Brother Gary Clark, who's executive director of the Omaha Inland Port Authority. He says, I believe our desire is to make sure that we are deploying opportunities for action. And even though we are still trying to navigate our planning and designing elements, we know that since the inception of the Port Authority, the community has wanted to see some action. And again, hopefully this itches that scratch as far as the need for action and helping again businesses get busy. Again, funding can be used for anything from purchasing property and equipment to training and talent and scaling. But there is a pretty large allotment. Clark said there's a $300,000 available for business grants, with an additional $1.2 million revolving loan fund planned to be available later this year to complement gap financing. Funding is competitive, subject to availability, and approved by a designated impact fund committee, but it's there. Again, $300,000 in grants, which means you don't have to pay it back, and $1.2 million in revolving loan funds, which means you will have to pay it back. But if you know what you're doing, you can use it. So there is that. Again, big shout out to the whole squad over there. Brother Clark added that the primary financial source of the Inland Port Authority Impact Fund came from the $2.3 million state interest, which is lower than expected. Actually, again, $11 million to support collective plans for entrepreneurship and housing, which is something we actually got into with Senator Terrell McKinney in the past, as far as some of the allotments that the Inland Port Authority was supposed to get versus what they're actually getting. But let's not get hung up on the numbers. Again, the business park is just one aspect. It's just one major project. Once that's done, that's done. Some of these other projects, once they're done, they're done. The whole idea is that we now have a mechanism to funnel state funds to our community. Let's keep that in mind. That's the important part. We now, because we didn't before, have a mechanism to funnel state funds to our community. Let's keep the main thing the main thing. With that, Paul B, will say you.
Man, I was able to go to the Revive Business Summit and hear Brother Clark speak and talk about some of these things. He's very excited about the money that's coming for development in these areas. And what I just want to remind everybody is that there is a specific area that this money will go to if you have
Yes.
some ideas in that area, in those areas. So the first thing I did was looking at, we're trying to be on the forefront of helping revitalize and reimagine the 24th and Lake Street area. That is not on this map. The other areas are, but there are so many areas up on 30th and all these other places that they cover here, that there's opportunities everywhere for people to open small business, to do all kinds of things as well. So he's, speaking to Brother Gary Clark, he gets very, very excited about the money that's available, what's coming there, and who's involved and how they can get it there. Everybody in the room is very excited about new entities, new ventures that can be undertaken here with this money and and in the areas that they're talking about here to explore. So even though that once those things get built, they're there. There's still going to be revolving businesses and things that happen there on a constant basis. So this is the catalyst for something, not just the the money's going to be spent, something's going to be built, and then we're all back to normal. This is the catalyst for things to move and continue in a portion of our community that is a very specific portion, but that along with things that are happening in the surrounding areas too, it's a real come up for North Omaha as far as I'm concerned.
Man, it really is. It really is. And it doesn't just stop at the opportunities for financial backing and help, but it also, goes into partnership opportunities, which is the big thing. That's the big thing for me, is the opportunities to collaborate. I mean, we've heard Senator Terrell McKinney, we've heard, Senator Justin Wayne, we've even heard Brother Gary Clark talk about that. Collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. And when you really look around, nothing is getting done without collaboration. So again, for those who are looking to link up and make some things happen, there are also RFPs. He talked about this when we had him on the show. But for those who might not know about the acronyms, again, an RFP is simply a request for a proposal. So again, they're looking for ideas. They're looking for people with plans to come forward on 3 specific things. One, there's a call for partners to help with the Omaha Inland Port Authority Community Advisory Committee design to carry out and assist with community outreach and survey efforts. So again, a lot of people kind of have something to say about, whether or not the community, the actual people will have a voice, will have some say, will have an opportunity to get involved with this Inland Port Authority. This is your opportunity to do just that. Again, they're calling for partners to help with the Community Advisory Committee to design, carry out, and assist community outreach. This is that. This is that. So again, there's your opportunity for that. But not just that, there's a call for partners to help with increasing access to affordable housing and home ownership, which we actually talked about last episode. And we've had several people on this season who are doing just that. So there might be more opportunity for them. And then also the iHub, which is a big thing that we spoke to Senator Terrell McKinney about as well, funding opportunities for the iHub led work in assisting small businesses and startups. So for those of you who are helping, people find funding, people get their business plans in shape, people getting their resumes whipped up, this is an opportunity for you to have a home, to work in collaborative, in tandem with other people in the community to focus those things. So again, let's be strategic. Let's come up with a plan, and let's, remember that we all we got, but it's enough. It's enough. We just got to put it together.
More than enough. Wanda Lewis says you will be required to have a approved business plan. Again, we gotta shout out some of the people that are in the network, like Jeffries Consulting, that can help you put some of those types of things together. Also, Julian Young and Associates is a business in our community that can help you get your business plan together and these things as well. And there's a lot more resources that I heard kind of floating over my head. I didn't get a chance to jot down, but I'll get them, because there's a lot of help out there for these types of things to get us ready for being able to receive these dollars, and not just this time, but dollars that come in the future, because they're coming every year in the community. So we definitely need to get busy with them, but we got to know our stuff first. So in the spirit of Financial Literacy Month, please put your suggestions on financial literacy books in the chat. If you've read any, if any have helped you, if there's any that you even are just interested in, love to do that. Ariel's 402 is cracking me up. He said, your checkbook. You want to read something? Read your checkbook. You want something to read that checkbook. He said, if you don't know your monthly, yearly expenses, you don't need to be reading no books.
Hey,
get in that checkbook and figure it out. That's the whole situation there for sure. So
balance them numbers.
Got to balance them numbers, man. Appreciate that. Also, I see Frida Marlin is in the chat. Good morning to you. Appreciate that. Wanda Lewis, or actually Tony Johnson says we need to advocate for Black businesses in these new city developments and soccer stadiums. Yeah, something we're going to talk about next. Speaking of things happening in the surrounding area, more money and more development coming. 7:43 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we got a couple minutes before our guest. Maybe we should jump into
yeah. I'm glad you did that, man, because that is what I have next, and that's my thought exactly. Really don't even need too much more conversation. We've been talking about it. We've been saying it. Here I am in Atlanta because, again, one of the main things at the economic development story of this city is Black businesses getting in on development projects like airports, buildings, roads, bridges. Even if they're not getting the full general contracting job on it, they're subcontracting. Maybe they're providing, plumbing services, HVAC. Maybe they're providing electrical services. Maybe they're providing masonry services, laying concrete. Maybe they're just driving a truck, moving lumber. You don't know, but there's plenty of opportunities to make a quick dollar on some of these projects that we might not directly be getting. But yes, the soccer stadium is coming, and there's a lot of money. Again, $332 million is the total price tag for this project that will feature 6,500 seat stadium, shopping, dining, with groundbreaking expected this fall. So as you see, it's not just the development and the building of this project, but there might be, opportunities for you to get your restaurant in, for you to get your, clothing store into one of these bays. Again, we have to look at these things as opportunities, because yes, there's going to be oppression. Yes, there's going to be people, losing on it, but there's also going to be opportunities for those who will look at it and, willing to fight for it. So, again, the city council did unanimously approve this purchasing of the land, a new 11-acre professional soccer stadium, again, in North Downtown, which, to your point, Paul, goes around to the feeling of, a lot of development happening surrounding North Omaha. You got Tiff Alley, now the soccer stadium coming. The riverfront is still developing with the new Conagra campus, finishing up. We got the airport. It's all, again, around North Omaha. But hopefully with the Inland Port Authority, some of these resources coming in North Omaha, maybe you can start you a business and start taking advantage of some of this stuff. That's the idea, man. Let's get to the bag, y'all. Let's get to the bag.
And I got to keep pushing back every time you say that. It ain't around North Omaha. It's in North Omaha. This stuff is happening.
There you go.
That's why there's money for North Omaha for us to jump in and do some things there too. So this is part of that situation. We were just trying to figure out exactly which district this is in. But I believe there was something that was going on with our city council person. I got to find out if there was a pushback around the riverfront, around this area here, on changing. There was some changing of some lines drawn around that left us out of something. I got to go back and look and see what that was. So I definitely have to see that. But as far as we're concerned, lines and no lines, this is in North Omaha that this is coming, and we definitely need to be a part of what's happening there. So with that, actually, go ahead.
Really quickly, can you pull up the Inland Port Authority map? I just want to take a peek at it really quickly. I know I'm putting you on the spot with the.
Yep. We'll find it again. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
So just for reference, that soccer stadium is right on Abbott Drive, which is pretty close to the barrier of the Inland Port Authority.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know it's all right in the same area there for sure. But we're running a little late on our guest. Got our guest waiting. We'll take a quick break and come right back and bring him in. WayofLife Wardlow is joining us. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
All B, Buddy the Guy. Stay tuned, y'all.
Hey. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning. All B, Buddy the Guy. We got my man WayofLife Wardlow in the chat, in the house, in the screen. What's going on, brother? How you doing this morning?
Man, I'm doing good. Great, golly, grooving and getting it, man. It's an honor to be on your show. Truthfully.
Oh, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Peace. Yeah. It's an honor to have you, bro.
For sure.
Good. Are you like us, man? We a couple of artists, couple of musicians. We both are tired because 2:00 in the morning inspiration be hitting. I know you're an artist too. I appreciate you getting up early with us. How was your night?
And my night, I actually, I went out. I work for Nebraska Writers Collective, and we had our youth tournament tonight. And so, we had the homeschool team. It's the first year that they had a homeschool team, and so history was made for us to even be able to get into the semifinals against the juggernauts like Bellevue East and Lincoln High and Duchesne and stuff. And we almost went to the finals last night. We were behind Lincoln High by 0.4. And so I kind of went out to sip a little bit, celebrate, and grieve the loss of my babies. I ain't going to be around no more for this season and stuff. So, yeah, it was a great opportunity.
Man.
I'm glad you gave us an update on that, man. I was looking at some Writers Collective stuff. It was a nice surprise. I didn't know you were involved there, so I'm glad you gave us a little update on what happened there. Anybody shining on the team last night?
Yeah, we had two perfect scores, Cyrea
Hmm.
Marcos and Zariah. She goes by Z-Rai. She's really a burgeoning poet and activist, young in our community. And yeah, to be honest, I've said this out loud and I still stand on this. Z-Rise will be the next youth poet laureate, and Cyrea is
Hey,
14 years old, and so this is her first year, and she came out like a wrecking ball. You know, I don't even know who Miley Cyrus is anymore, and I believe this show youth poet laureate as well.
Man,
man.
that's great to hear, bro. I can't wait to dig into their work. That's what's up.
Man, man, that's beautiful. Actually, getting some love in the chat. Sister Kara Warner tapping in. She says y'all did an excellent job this
Yeah.
season. So yeah, shout out to the kids, man. Shout out to the babies out there doing the work, man. Some love Supreme Warriors, man, putting the words together, letting the people know what's going on.
Man, shout out to her. Shout out to Sadiqa Poindexter putting in that work. Also, shout out to Will King right now. See, Billiam King got us broadcasting live on 95.7 The Boss. Shout out to the 95.7
Okay,
The Boss fans.
Boston
Appreciate
with
you,
us.
man. Yeah, Boston.
I
Boston
do,
with y'all.
I do want to give a little bit more of an intentional shout out to Kara Warner and Zadika Poindexter, because they both interviewed me to be a part of Nebraska Writers Collective, and I first met them when I was in prison, serving that long tenure. And I had just said during the interview that it'd just be an honor to work for an organization, not only one that I believe in, because I just don't jump with anybody. Although it can be tempting, you know, just coming to our prison trying to, you know, get your feet under you. But two Black queens to be at the head of an organization, right? Like, I've never, before I even became conscious, right, I had never really seen it, and then to walk into my God body, into my Black consciousness, and to see that is just an honor in itself. So yeah, definitely shout out to those two Black queens.
Beautiful.
Man, definitely shout out to the sisters getting down, man. But shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. You doing the work, man. If I'm not mistaken, we had you on the show before.
No, I haven't been on the show before. I've been on the interview. My guy Biko Kwanzaa, man.
Okay,
I love my Kwanzaa. He's actually who told me about y'all, because you know I'm just coming out here in the community trying to see what's what, and really just trying to figure out a schedule and like, you know, what I can, you know, do here or receive here. But he was like, man, Omaha Sky, I really want you on that show, Omaha Sky, man. Them brothers, right? And he even hit me up right before and saw that I was going to be on the show or whatnot. So he's up in Philly right now.
Yeah.
And stuff, getting his leg back and stuff. But yeah.
That's what's up. Shout out to Big Farmer, man. Appreciate you, bro, for real.
Man, okay, so I definitely thought we had you on the show, man. I've certainly heard of your name. So for those who might be listening or who might be tapped in right now, who might not be familiar, you know, might not have heard your name, just give a little background. Where you from? Of course, you giving a little bit of your story. You served some time, but let the people know, you know, who you are.
All right, WayofLife Wardlow. That is a name that my ancestors whispered to me that I walked into when I began to actually know myself as a creative. I was actually serving time at that for 12 years and 15 days in the Department of No Corrections or whatnot. I say that because corrections that go in there is self-correction, and self-correction is an extreme thing, is a radical thing, because, you know, to just kind of go with the program and the system, you know, you just abide. You know, you're going to go in and you're going to get your number, you're going to get out, and you're just going to, you know, kind of beg for a job and just try to keep your head low. But for me and many brothers in there, I was really just striving to know myself after. And I didn't do that right away, but after probably about 5 years, 6 years, right, it just kind of like, you know, all the signs is, you know, you hear all the information, the elders trying to tug on you, but then you got the chaos of the yard going on. And so to truly kind of walk in that path, it's an insecure thing, because, you know, you don't want to be like, you know, you duck and wreck, or you scared, or now you didn't went to prison and found religion, you know, like all these kind of things, right? And the funny thing is that I used to be talked to about my intellect, and, you know, I would be insecure about that, right? They would say like college boy. And then the joke ended up going to like fair convict. But yeah, I'm an activist in my own right. I don't say an activist in Omaha, because to come back into this community, I still need to get a lot of information about what's going on, and so I don't put myself and that, but I'm an activist of the spirit. I'm an activist for our people. I'm an activist for self-consciousness and self-realization. I'm a poet. I'm a rapper. I can dance. I can do it all. But I identify with Fred Hampton. I'm a revolutionary, and I mean that by any means, because I claim my Blacks claim self-determination. I claim liberation. And I want that not only for myself but for my people, and not only for my people but for all people. But we got to get ourselves right first. But yeah, man, I grew up in Omaha and Bellevue, going through the foster care system and stuff. So I probably I don't know, I didn't really have like an actual grounding coming up. It was just kind of like here to here to here or whatnot. But now, man, I'm also a spiritual teacher in my community. I'm a practitioner of my and one of the ways that I did come into consciousness was practicing Harambe, something that Mondo and Poindexter had brought, and I'm kind of like a student in their stead, and so and also the many elders in prison who literally are like the old guards who have set themselves to study for 20, 30, 40 plus years, like our ancient ancestors, and know these wisdoms and these histories or whatnot. And I'm a big knower of, you are influenced by those you put yourself around. And so to be in the proximity of elders who have made themselves to know our history and all of history for that many years, I just became a sponge, and I became that middle ground between the youth that were coming in and the elders, because there was a disconnect, and they pretty much like, hand keys like, hey, this is who you are, walk into that. And I walked into it, and I'm still walking. I'm sprinting, actually.
Bro. Man, I'm glad you touched on all of that. First of all, rest in peace to Brother Ed Poindexter.
Brother Mondo too.
Yeah. Man, Brother Mondo too, for sure. It's beautiful to know that you sat at their feet and really studied and learned with the elders. Man, that's a huge thing. But I'm glad that you really touched on this part about community and that building that bridge and building that gap and giving back and all of that. Because this season on the show is Follow the Money. But, we'll talk about money opportunities and government spending and budgets and all this and that. But I've been saying it's more about economy and ecosystem and how we as humans, how we as a community, how we as people work together, you know what I mean, to do the things that we need to do. And I want to speak about that with you as far as community, what that means, what that looks like. Even being in capitalist as a felon, as somebody who served time, knowing that, there's limited opportunities with that tag on you, but you're still finding a way through community. So kind of speak to that. What does that look like for you? What does the word community mean to you?
I have to extend on what our Pan-African leaders and our elders had gave us. We have this thing called the Nguzu Saba that was brought to us by Malana Karinga. And principles are also celebrated during Kwanzaa. But when they talk about what community is, there's so many terms, right, that really have to do with socialism, African socialism. And a lot of things that we've gotten, and no disrespect to those who came before, because I believe we're supposed to stand on their shoulders and push the goalposts. But as revolutionaries, like, our people were still practicing European methodologies as far as like pushing the movement forward, right? Like being Marxist or whatnot. That's still a European thought system. And so community to me not only is something that we do not have. I believe we have neighborhoods. I believe we have sections, we have blocks, we have places that we live, but the community has been broken up, right? And so community is something that is interdependent, interrelated, and intergenerational, right? This is something that we're passing forth. And so this is something that's still being reconstructed, right? But we're still having to deconstruct all the, the capitalism, the competition, the fierce independence that pretty much isolates us from, one another, as well as putting us in competitive groups as far as like our men and our women, right? Regardless if, say, if the Willie Lynch syndrome is real or not, the fact is that it's been 316 years since that letter was created. And Willie Lynch in that letter said that this will create control over us for the next 300 plus years. And so that's 12 plus generations that we've been actually impacted by. I'm gonna be very visceral, but also respectful. I'm not gonna use any profanity because I don't cuss, but to
Thank you.
be a man and to have your manhood taken away from you by force in front of the women, in front of the other men, and not be able to do it, and have that morale kind of just like stripped from you to the point that it's hard to even look your own woman in the eye, and then to be a woman and have your womanhood stripped from you and to bring life from that stripping. And as a man, you have to watch, you have to let that happen. And then the woman now has to take the child, right, and protect the child because the conditions of the father aren't sure, right? And to mold that child under fear, and to also keep the child from actually being loved by the master, so then they can do whatever with the child or try to sell it for profit or whatnot, right? There's so many psychological things that has happened that throughout our striving for independence, for liberation, is so much collisions, so many collisions that are going on. And so I believe that community can't even be reconstructed until we understand that the women are the neck and the men are the head. That's not a thing about hierarchy. That's the thing about the foundation principle of what a woman brings. A woman gives life. She's the nurturer. She's the sustainer. She is the wisdom. And from her wisdom, right, the man goes out and leads with it, right? But now there's being like, there's a force, like the woman has to also have that masculine energy or whatnot, because the man has been so emasculated. And then the man is, well, all these European ideas, right, is now believing that he has strength through force, right? And so I believe that economically, these things will get better once we relationally get better, right? Once that communication, once that understanding, once that I can see you, what does it say? Like Ubuntu, I am because we are. Like I can see through me, right? I have to be able to know that you are me. I have to be able to know that like we're going through this struggle together, and our people to have the strength of love that they had to say that throughout your brutality, throughout you being brutalized, right? Throughout you just being a cattle on a mule, I still love you. I still see you, and I'm not going to turn away from you. And I still desire to create life, knowing that I will tomorrow. But I believe in the beyond any proof, the imagination, the strength, the perseverance, the vision that our ancestors had. Some of our elders like Biko Kwanzaa, like the strength and the fight that they had to just continue to just do, right? We've lost that because most of our consciousness has just been animated, right? Where it's all this instant gratification stuff, right? But they didn't actually have proof of what would happen tomorrow. Today, we're searching for proof before we do something. So we're lacking imagination. We're lacking continuity. We're lacking love, because it is truly love, Black love, that has taught this civilization. Black, that has been the foundation of what they call democracy, because it was what we found inside of ourselves, despite what they were trying to take out of us, to be able to create a life for ourselves into a future that we didn't know was ever going to be there. And so when I'm thinking about community, I'm thinking about healing. I'm thinking about post-traumatic slave syndrome with Joy DeGuara. I'm thinking about Neely Foley Jr. He's talking about the 9 people activities, education, economics, entertainment, law, labor, politics, religion, sex, war. These are the things that kind of occupied our consciousness. I'm thinking about a Dr. Queen Mother Marimba Ani, the Urugu, right? That big study up on Eurocentric identity, consciousness and psychology, right? And so it's like so many of these people I can continue to name or whatnot, but me being a practitioner of Harambe as well, then Guza Saba, when we have those principles of, I'll just say their English names or whatnot, kind of know we're short on time, but unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibilities, cooperative economics, creativity, purpose, faith, right? These things is what build the community. It's what build continuity. It's what builds identity. And so when we're capitalists, we're actually capitalized based off of the things within this system to capitalize from, but we're not capitalizing off of each other, right? We're adding to each other. We're building each other up, right? And we're not allowing people who come from outside of our communities to come in and to create clubs and lounges and bars or whatnot, but then to go out west and create deli and juice bars or whatnot, right? Like we come together and we say, hey, why are you here? Well, you're going to have to deal with us. You're going to have to communicate with us. Otherwise, your business won't be supported and you'll be shut down. This is like how we come by force. We sacrifice our desire to just be entertained by more liquor and stuff. It's not to say that we can't have a good time, but we're saying that we want it if it looks like us, if it comes from us. And if it doesn't, are you going to work with us? Right? That's what community is. We get to negotiations and contracts with each other and understand like, hey, we have to be the guards of our community. That was the greatest thing that Black Panthers did for us.
I love that. I'm glad that you're digging deep on that subject there. Just want to let people know it's 8:05 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we're here with Brother WayofLife Wardlow. We're in the second hour of First Guy Omaha in the morning. And he's digging deep right now. It's basically when we talk about what the community looks like, we know intrinsically that we have a lot of inner work to do, a lot of work to do with each other. And we try to hold on to whatever modicum of togetherness we can grasp in the situation that we're in as we go. Like you said, neighborhoods, proximity sometimes, religion sometimes. So we do the best we can. But yes, we need much more work on healing ourselves, healing each other, and being able to have a real sense of community in a real way. And I'm glad you are expounding on this because it really is bringing back into my mind this idea that we are very, very much holding on to any little idea of togetherness we can right now. That's what it is. When I last time I saw you, I saw you in person recently, but one of the last times I saw you was when you was performing over here at the Melanin City Classic. Shout out to Kiera Marshall. Shout out to Pull Up and Vibe. Everybody who was there that day, you performed there. And when I see that kind of stuff, I see a community of people that are getting together, art soldiers that are getting together to really kind of put this word out. I saw you perform, and I saw a few white folks in the crowd that were word for wording your stuff. You had some fans out there. I was like, these are the older white folks in the I mean, word for word, about to in tears, getting ready to cry, listening to you.
At the Melanin Classic, huh?
At the Melanin Classic, right. And it just reminded me, when we grasp on anything we can, bro. We grasp onto that show, feeling so good, feeling so Black, feeling so together. But really underneath, we got a lot of work to do. So I appreciate what you're saying on that, for real.
And that's not even like I was giving real quick. That's not even when we have a lot of work to do. I think a lot of us get demoralized with that. Right. It's like we alive, we still got breath, right? And even to speak to those white people, I say, because I got a great support network that's kind of extends outside of here or whatnot. People who kind of started hearing my poetry when I was in prison. But I often say that if it wasn't for those white people, prison would have made me I don't believe a Black person can be racist if we understand what that true word means or whatnot. We don't have systemic power and impact any other group of people by our hate or whatnot. But I would have been a bigot or a prejudice or whatnot, towards Europeans, 100%. And so it's when I came into consciousness, they had to actually swallow a lot of my anger. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? And now George Floyd and all these things are coming on, and I'm leading protests on the yard. And then I'm just I'm going through that cleansing, right? And I had to make it beyond that anger to get to that point of to grace, so I could actually see and I can channel and I can move it. And they've been there and they understood and they've been real spiritual warriors or whatnot. And they don't always have the greatest information or opinions or anything like that, right? But it's the fact that they're trying to show up and they're still supporting or whatever. And so shout out to them.
Presence.
Yes.
Yeah. Man, no, I appreciate that. That's also something we talk about here. We actually just had a conversation with Senator Michaela Cavanaugh And we had that very conversation about allyship and how you show up. When senators like Ashley Spivey, Terrell McKinney, Brother Roundtree, are trying to liberate the people, trying to get some common sense legislation on that level, and they face the system, if you will, and having those allies that aren't afraid to just speak up and to stand up definitely helps. Definitely helps. So I'm glad you mentioned that, and that the whole grace conversation is, I think, a whole other conversation that many people might not be ready for. I don't think a lot of us have gotten past that anger part that you're talking about, but again, anger and making decisions out of pure emotion don't necessarily help. Don't necessarily help. We need clarity. We need clarity.
Our,
So with that, go ahead. Go ahead.
so our ancestors have said that they don't know what they don't know because they don't know that they don't know,
Right.
and
Right.
that's right there, because it's just like you won't ever like hold a grudge against a child for doing something that you tried to teach them. You're going to teach them, and they're going to have to learn the lesson through experience. And like what Eminem say up on the 8 Mile, and don't come back until something don't hit you. You could take the mic home, it hit you to learn, and it's just like the pain of it though is that their ignorance is very, very harmful to our pursuit and stuff. And so that's why we have to be safeguarding and say, like, you can't be at the head of our movements, but you can be in the body.
There you go. There you go. So, man, definitely appreciate that. Man, so much more as far as the community conversation. We have a lot of conversation about capitalism and just what that means for us in our community. Should we invest in it? Should we dive in it? Should we think about other forms? But without getting too deep into that, because again, we're running short on time. I don't know if you have any questions, Paul. I don't know if anybody else in the chat has any questions, but definitely get those ready. I am curious about your art. Again, we are Love Supreme is one of the lanes that we're in. Of course, you talked about your poetry. You talked about some of the work that you're doing with the youth. But yourself, any poems, any performances, anything, any projects that you have as far as the art goes, and especially in the vein of what we've been talking about.
Yeah, definitely. Quick sidebar. Dick Gregory said, if you're in America and you don't own your own business, then you don't need to be in America. And so when it comes to capitalism, we cannot be capitalists in a society that rewards capitalism. We just can't keep capitalizing off of each other at the expense of each other. But yeah, art, man. Like, I personally believe that the creatives, and I try every time I go to these poetry slams or whatever, I challenge people, right? They have these norms, and I'm like, if we're coming to poetry slams and we're just being comfortable and we're shouting what's going on, and at the same time now we're creating a club. If we say that this has been created by Black and brown and indigenous communities, and then we look out and we only see like one way of life and maybe another speck of blackness or whatnot, then what are we doing, right? And so I believe creatives are the revolutionaries. This generation is for creatives, for us to be able to have our vision, to see, to create, and have an vision of what happens tomorrow when today is shaky, right? So the creative has to be an aspect of resistance in order to get to the next day or whatnot, right? In order to get to the new world or whatnot. And so creativity can't just be entertainers. That said, there is an entertainment aspect of it, right? Because we want to feel good. And yes, I'm going to be a little bit more big and more expansive and more performing in my spoken words. This Saturday I actually have an event at Dreamland Lounge. April 18th, starts at 6:30. Well, doors open at 6:30. It starts at 7. And what I'm going to be doing there is just like this whole kind of creative ensemble. I heard that there was like this thing called vocal gumbo or something like that back in the day. Like, I was in prison.
Verbal gumbo.
Yeah, gumbo, right? And so this thing, and I was kind of trying to keep it surprised, but I'll just be open, like, for your audience, right? Like, we're gonna have like featured poets. One of them is like Johnny No Good, Jean Marie, Sharif Clark, Alan and Angelica Stevenson. I'm missing someone, but also like my creative team as well, like LaRue Marcos, Quay Lee, Latricia. Man, I'm sorry if I'm forgetting someone on the spot, right? But they're going to be doing their sets of poetry, right? And then after they're going to hear like a song or maybe a rap or like, maybe some freestyle, some dance, live painting, right? And it's not going to be a distractive thing, right? But it's like the algorithm is next up, next up, next up. I don't desire that, right? We have to be interactive, right? We have to have a message, right? We have to allow the crowd to feel like they're a part of it, because even when we're performing, there's a disconnect, there's a distance. And I'm trying to create spaces to where we can close that and say like, man, this is your community creatives. And so I'm designed to create more spaces to where art and poetry and music and stuff are fusing, and they're giving an experience more so than just like people just listening and then leaving and stuff. And so and I'm also to start getting into to music, rapping and stuff. Each day I'll probably put something up on the internet, right? I'll take a beat, do a 60-second and 2-minute thing, just to like sharpen myself. A couple of people have got in on it with me, like Alan Stevenson or whatnot. But like, I have been developing my rap. I've been studying battle rappers because I believe that they are the people who have mastered the English language and performance greater than people, period. Do I think that it's kind of masochism and everything like that? Yeah, 100%. Right. But yeah, I'm trying to bring like a kind of battle rap kind of energy, like Black Chakra to Nebraska, kind of even like challenging the boundaries of spoken word and slam poetry. I don't desire to fit in and do things like everyone else. When you're just pretty much saying like, man, hey, like you're a Floyd, like you came on the scene and you just like mess things up. And Johnny's, Johnny No Good or whatever, these people are just like, hey, this is you, this is who you are or whatnot, be you. It helped me because when I was going through writer block, I would look at everybody else and I couldn't find me and stuff. And then I just finally began to accept like, this is my voice, this is my lane and stuff. So yeah.
Man.
That online cipher you got going on, that brings me back to the old days. I'm like, man, we got to get that fired up again. Here's the 18th. You talk about Saturday the 18th, right?
Yes.
Yep. So Dreamland Lounge 6 to 9. I put the link in the chat to the event page on Facebook. Y'all check it out. And when you get a chance, man, put up some of the people that you were naming on that Facebook page there, so people can know who else is going to be there spitting and everything.
Man, definitely a lot of talent. And for those, just real quick, those who are listening right now on 95.7 The Boss, again, big shout out to William King for simulcasting with us. If you want to watch again what we're doing, you can check us out on YouTube at First Guy Omaha on YouTube. Again, see some of the flyers and things, the video component of the show. But if you're just listening, going to and fro, thanks for tuning in.
Absolutely, thanks for tuning in. 8:17 right now, if you believe in the concept of time. And we're wrapping it up with brother WayofLife Wardlow. We appreciate you coming on the show, bro, and talking to us about some of the things you're doing. The art warriorship is what we call the love supreme, and that's what a big tenet of First Guy Omaha. And we feel like the art soldiers are the only ones that's going to battle the stuff that's going on out here in this world, even when it comes to our current administration and politics and everything else. If we don't beat the drum, ain't nobody then it's not happening. Every revolution got to have a soundtrack. Every revolution got to have people that are representing it visually, audio wise, every way. So we talk about on this show here. We have really dived into the news portion of what it is we're talking about, because we got to disseminate this information. We call ourselves News Gang. All the people that are involved in the dissemination of news, but we also talk about the love supreme soldiers as well. Like these are the people on the front lines of everything, and that's what we consider you is that person too. Your art wraps up knowledge, gaining knowledge, learning, talking about history, bringing historical facts into it, and then delivering in a way that moves people's spirit. If we don't have that, then we don't have a movement.
Man,
sure. Buddy, what you feeling like over there? I see
you see, I'm trying to hold it back, man. But as you speaking about that, let me illustrate the point of like how important and how front of stage art and love supreme and art warriorship is. So much so that you got Iran dropping diss tracks, Lego diss tracks, like war. We're on the cusp of World War III, and you got one of the main countries, now possibly a superpower in the world, dropping Lego diss tracks. If you're not using art to get your message across, I don't know what you're doing. I really don't.
Really sure.
I'm just thinking about the things they do. They put out there with Nipsey and everybody else. Like
man.
They've been out there. Iran be doing the thing, man.
For sure.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm sorry. Just that came to mind when he said that. But yes, big shout out to you, brother, for using the art in the way that you're doing it. And I'm excited to see what you have next. If you're listening, please pull up on Saturday, man. Support.
Yeah. Saturday the 18th, 6 to 9. Support Dreamland anyway. Dreamland Lounge
Man.
keeps down. New spot that's owned by Katie Rain's brainchild. Showing honor to the Dreamland Showcase or Dreamland Lounge that was back in the day on the Deuce. That was a major place. Cab Calloway and all these legendary historical people played at. She continuing that tradition here by creating this Dreamland Lounge. As you can see, it started off. There's a lot of jazz that's over there. Our man Augie Kid was over there spinning on the ones and twos. You see, we got spoken word in the house now. So really celebrating all the arts over here at Dreamland Lounge. And you can see my man do his thing over here on the 18th from 6 to 9. Turnt, our Way of Life Wardlow in the house. Appreciate you, bro.
Can I say one to two things briefly?
Absolutely.
Please.
I'm being 100% honest. I try to tell people like who possibly might not be liked in the community. Like, I don't care who don't like you or whatnot. Like, well, truth is truth. We're going to speak or whatnot. I'm going to be performing at Dreamland Lounge. That's 100% truth. But also at the same point in time, they're not doing right by Katie Rain in that position. They're not doing right by her. And so that brainchild, that ownership or whatnot that she had or whatever, she's not being done right by those people who came in and stuff. And I know I'm about to be performing there or whatnot. These things are going to be and have been spoken about. And so I don't compromise this because a person's opening the door for me or whatnot. The truth is I found this out during it, and this will be a conversation in our community. That's number one. And so our Black woman is not being respected in that position, and she does not have the voice that she should be having. That's number one. Number two, in prison right now, actively, as I heard last night, they're getting ready to actually move the youth prisoners, the youth felons, quote unquote, or whatnot, into like some other spot. They're not telling the public about it, and we need more. I talk about our community needs to understand more about what's going on inside of the Department of Corrections. Rob Jeffries is 100% not for us, is 100% doing the work of the opposition. And there's such a disconnect that our sons, our daughters, and whatever the relationships that we have, they're literally going through a different kind of war inside right now, and they're not being seen, not being represented or whatnot, because there's an intentional severance between the community and the prison. And so I just empower all your listeners to really challenge the Department of Corrections. Call up, ask what's going on with your youth, your 16, 15, 14, 17-year-old child is about to be going into a man facility, not separate away. Those lifers that came over there to mentor them, now they're going to be getting shipped back into prison, and there has not been no news coverage or anything or whatnot, right? So they're doing a bunch of stuff as they did throughout my 12 years under the nose of the community, and it hurts people and puts them in a worse circumstance when they're coming out. So I just desire there to be more awareness about that.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that, bro. We will definitely be talking off air so that we can get a little bit more information and be that news group that talks about this and invite the folks on we need to have some conversation. So again, appreciate you on that level, on that tip. Big time need to know about that. The youth being shipped. We got some rumblings. So this is some more information here. We appreciate you.
Yeah, definitely kind of heard about it, but it's a good time to remind the people that Nebraska has one of, if not the most overcrowded prison system in the nation, and nothing has been done to eradicate that. Again, it's a federal overcrowding emergency. The federal government has recognized it. People are packed in like sardines, and it's getting worse, and nothing has been done about it. So
and with the ICE facilities and things that are happening, they definitely are moving people around and doing stuff on the underground. We just got reports out of Minneapolis too. The same kind of situation is going on. They're now snatching people up really quietly because they didn't like all that attention that they got when they were doing it very loudly. So there is constant movement around with people, young folks especially. And even people detained by ICE is constantly going on. I appreciate you in a really great position to kind of speak on some of that. You've been there, you seem to be an activist for that. You're one of the only people that I even heard speak out on Jeffries.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah, and ICE been going on. When you take a bunch of our Black men and women out of our communities and put them in prison, that's been going on. That's been, the same exact. Nothing new done underneath the sun. So.
Yeah.
smoking.
Hey, new slaves. New slaves.
Hey, bro, Pops in the chat right now. He said, "Man, those tracks are killer. I love you can't bomb your way to an answer." So you got cats going and looking at your stuff right now as we speak. I appreciate that very much.
So,
I see Tony Johnson asked about Katie. I appreciate you bringing that up. Low key, we were in conversations with her on some things as well and got some things moving on the underground. I wasn't sure if she was ready to come out and speak on it yet, but since you have, just know we know the situation and we working.
I
Right,
said,
right. Shout out to Katie. Shout out to Katie for sure and the work that she's doing. And shout out to you, man. Before we let you go, how can people reach you? How can people contact you, follow you for those who's listening that want to tap in, check out some of your tracks? Where do they go?
all right, so my Instagram is prose prose_of_a_con pros of a con at IG. My Facebook is WayofLife Wardlow. What you got? My business number is 494-1695. If anyone desires a speaker, because I'm trying to go through also my speaking grassroots movement or whatnot. And travel around and speaking and teaching or whatever. I have like a cognitive operating system that I created, and I want to teach that. It's about pretty much having a sovereign choice, being able to know you and be empowered by that or whatnot. And so, yeah, definitely reach out. Oh, and pros of a con. Pros of a con, PROOFACON at gmail.com. Thank y'all, brothers.
At Gmail.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Yeah, we put that in the chat. Right on, man. Appreciate you coming through. We'll definitely have to have you back, and we'll definitely be talking off air on a few things too. Good luck on the show coming up at Dreamland. Like I said, please do us a favor. Put the rest of the people that are going to be performing on your event page on Facebook. That's where we kind of spread that around for you and make sure that we can get some heads in there on that night. Yep, for sure. Appreciate you, bro.
Perfect, all right, man. Y'all take care. Peace.
You do the same, man. Peace, love, peace. Gosh, hey.
All right, man. Yeah, bro. I knew it was gonna be good, but I'm like, man.
Nah, powerful. He definitely dropped it, man. Hopefully y'all gleaned a little something from that. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, respecting the brother, asking the questions that you asked. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, definitely appreciate the respect there and the questions. And I forgot I was gonna let him know. Julie Prinzler said, "Thanks for reminding me of Kwanzaa principles."
Yeah,
bringing that in for sure. Yep, for sure. I appreciate everybody who jumped into the chat. Right on, Pops. I can't wait to check out some of the stuff that you were looking at too. Thank you. And Tony Johnson, again, you were asking how can one support Katie through this? We'll talk to Katie and arrange. Maybe even her to come on when she's ready to talk about what she's talking about. Right now, we're trying to just handle some stuff. But we'll definitely let you know how we can support. Right now, we can support by definitely spreading the word about Dreamland Lounge. It is still something that's in our community. Somebody who we are absolutely getting busy with, and we'll work this situation out because we love the addition to the community. This particular third space, if you will.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of that, I did want to elevate a comment from Tony Johnson earlier in the chat. He says this is where community comes in, talking about, again, community supporting businesses to advocate for the businesses. He says business owners apply and let community know they applied so we can advocate on their behalf to decision makers. So talking about some of these opportunities from the Inland Port Authority, even the DED. There's other things out there, but we can support each other in that way. Again, just bigging each other up, man, because, again, we need each other.
That's right, brother. Way of Life is still in behind the scenes. I'm gonna bring you back in real quick, bro, because you just dropped a name on us. Give us some content. I'm gonna put the name in the chat.
Yep. Yeah, I'm actually putting the names of the performers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Quayle LaRue, Latricia. Yeah, I'm gonna thug it out. I'm gonna stay on the rest of the show. Super duper fast.
All right, sounds good, man. Well, we're gonna go to a break and jump back into the conversation here, but I appreciate you. With everything that you put in that private chat there, we'll definitely repost on the public chat. So appreciate you, and like I said, we'll be right back. We're gonna take a quick break. It is actually 8:28 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, stay tuned. More to come. First Sky Omaha in the morning. My name is Paul B. He's Buddy the God. Appreciate all of you joining us today. Good show today. So it's going down. Stay tuned. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
All B, Buddy to God, all of you chat chimers, ghost listeners, and monitoring spirits, which if you don't know what that is, that's all the people that would never, ever, ever say that they watch the show, but actually watch the show.
They watch it.
Yeah, so they can hate on it. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate the haters too. Appreciate everybody that come on through. But I especially appreciate our chat. We don't have a regular podcast chat where everybody's just coming in, talking out the side of their neck, being disrespectful. We use our chat as if we are speaking to each other face to face. And you, the chat chimers, have really, really upheld that over the 5 years we've been doing this. And we got the best chat in the world. We really, really appreciate you guys for that as well. Thank you. Thank you. As you saw, we have our monthly meetup with the mayor coming on Friday. Brother John Ewing Jr., Mayor John Ewing Jr., put some respect on his name, is coming to talk to us on Friday. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be awesome. And also coming up here shortly. I mean, we got lots going on. We have the Senator Cipher that's coming back on Monday as well. So that's happening Monday. So we got the mayor on Friday. We got Senator Ashley Spivey, Senator Terrell McKinney on Monday. And then a little later on in the week on the 22nd, we actually have Senator John Kavanaugh coming on too. He's going to be talking about a few things according to his race, what he's running for, what's going on. And also, I got a little inside information. Brother Preston Love Jr. is going to be making a big announcement on Thursday. So you might want to look out for that. He's actually holding a press conference Thursday morning, and he's going to be talking about a few things too. And I'm going to let him break a little news on what's going on here. But this is election season, so we are talking to a few of the politicians, a few of the people that are coming on running. And really, we don't really tap anybody who is, how should I say it? People that are hitting us up that ain't in the community and don't ever come on this show and don't ever acknowledge nothing but want to come on every time it's election season. They don't really get a call back from me too much, I'll be honest. And then there's other folks that we've asked to come on. I'll ask maybe once, and if they ain't with it, they don't come back. I say okay. So basically, we talk to the people that actively want to come on the show and talk and value our audience and want to talk to y'all. So that's what we're doing as far as that's concerned. But we will be talking to some more because the primaries are coming up. That's just the nature of the game right here. There is that happening. But as you can see, we're not going to stray from what we do too. That's why we have Brother WayofLife Wardlow on today, because it's all about the love soldiering, bro, just as much as it's all about political power. It's about economic power. Those are two of the lanes of change. There's 7 lanes as far as we're concerned, and Love Supreme is a big lane, very big lane. So I appreciate that. Appreciate everybody that's come in. I see we got some more folks happening. RG says, man said he's gonna thug it out. Come on, bro. Yeah, man. Appreciate you behind the scenes, bro, coming on through. As a matter of fact, look at the private messages. I see it. Question. Yes, there'll be a recording of the interview. It'll be on actually YouTube, so you can kind of go to YouTube and grab that portion of the interview. If you missed any parts of the interview with Brother WayofLife Wardlow, you can definitely go check it out on our YouTube page. It'll be there. So, and we'll see if we can try to get you some clips or something like that too for you to be able to use it as well. Hey. Also, Tony Johnson said, "Is there one place online to go and see all events taking place in North Omaha?" Man, that is a good.
That'd be nice,
bro. That'd be nice. You can go to Friends of First Sky Omaha, where a lot of the haps are there, but we're constantly trying to figure out how to centralize the haps. First of all, it would take some heads. So if you, Tony Johnson, if you ever want to volunteer to be the person that does the intake on that, we'll definitely send some. We can set up an email address or something, send some folks your way. So that we can get together. And so that's the biggest part. The stuff that we find is the stuff that we are looking for when we're looking for stories to talk about on the show. And really don't have too much, we need a little bit more manpower to really kind of search out all the events. So it really has to do with when people hit us up about events. I've been talking to Katie Rain about Dreamland events, of course. And also we do a lot on as far as taking care of or trying to be a part of the revitalization of the Deuce. So we talk to Dana Murray on, for NOMA and the people that are around that area. Union for Contemporary Art, the Visitor Center has a lot of events going on as well. So we're still working on trying to centralize where you can get some of that information and maybe even create some pages on our website that you can go to that'll be revolving. But we got to set up a system because something's always going on. Intake and putting up is always an issue. So we'll keep working on it. But we appreciate you guys checking it out. For right now, what I can say is most of the haps, most of the things that are going on happen on the Friends of First Sky Omaha group page on Facebook. So definitely scroll down there once a day and try to find out what's happening.
Yeah, and shout out to those of you who are sending, press releases and information to our emails. If you want to forward that stuff, you can check us out, firstsky@gmail.com. Again, that's firstsky@gmail.com. Tap in.
Word. With that, it's 8:35 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, that is, and if you're in Omaha, Nebraska, because it's different time elsewhere.
Yeah.
About time for us to jump back into the conversation and a couple of the stories that we had waiting for you, buddy. What's next on the agenda?
Yeah, there's actually something that jumped out with brother Wardlow, WayofLife Wardlow, that I kind of want to end the rest of the show off as far as, looking at how things are financially throughout the state. And again, what he said that really jumped out was the fact that creatives, being the ones to lead the charge, being the ones that have the creativity, have the intuition, have the mental capacity to envision something else. You know what I mean? Envision a path through, envision a path forward, or at least a destination that we can strive for. Because again, it's looking pretty bleak. It's looking pretty slim here in the state as far as the financial situation goes. Again, we are following the money and looking into it. But before we get into that, you did mention voting. Again, political power is one of the lanes. So I did want to shout out one of our partners, the League of Women Voters of Nebraska, who just launched their nonpartisan online voters guide, Vote 411, which is, again, coming out ahead of the May 12th primary election right around the corner. Again, this was a response, actually, a 47% response, rate is a phenomenal increase over past years and especially noteworthy for a gubernatorial primary. That's according to the administrator for Vote 411, Jean Miller. She says many of the races, actually 264 individual races with a total of 418 candidates across the state, won't appear on primary ballots, either because the race was uncontested or there weren't enough candidates to trigger a primary election. So again, this nonpartisan voter guide is one of the more complete voter guides that you'll be able to get your hands on ahead of the primary. Again, voters across Nebraska will see most of these races on their ballots in both English and Spanish as of April 10th. About 93 of the 196 candidates across about 58 different races have responded, and additional responses will be added as they come in. So again, what these voter guides are, if you're not familiar, is basically each candidate gets a set of questions based on issues that pertain to either their constituency, across the state, issues that are highly contested, and then you get their viewpoint on all of these issues, which again is something that a lot of us kind of go into the polls, the polling places, not very familiar with. I remember looking at judges when I went to go vote, like, who are these guys? Like, who are these people? And again, we don't do the due diligence, we don't do the research a lot of times when it comes until we are finding ourselves having to make these decisions. So again, big shout out to our partners at League of Women Voters of Nebraska. Check it out. Vote 411, 6 to dismiss is the project that we're pushing, the campaign. But it's, as you see, way more than just 6 races, way more than just 6 candidates. So again, all of these things have an impact on our way of life. So
most definitely. Shout out to Precious McKesson, who put that idea in our head, 6 to dismiss. She had a list: Governor Jim Pillen, Senator Pete Ricketts, Congressman Don Bacon, who's not running in the race, Congressman Mike Flood, Congressman Adrian Smith, Don Klein for Douglas County Attorney, and Douglas County Sheriff Aaron Hansen. Those are the 6 that we were talking about. Don Bacon is not running, but Brother Preston Love Jr. came on to the show and told us that we really need to be looking at who is running in his place, because whoever will take Don Bacon's place is a little closer to being able to take action on the current administration, which is a very interesting thing too. If there's a Democrat that gets in there, then the stuff they only need 2 or 3 more just to do some real damage to the administration. So it's really interesting to look at this list here, because now, as we look at it now, we're looking at other folks. Michaela Danner, who's running for Douglas County Attorney, and there's brother Martinez, Mark Martinez, who's running for Douglas County Sheriff. So there's some folks now that we're seeing that are getting in the face here of some of these people that are on this list. Shout out to Precious McKesson for putting that out and doing the work. We have to have her on as well. As a matter of fact, we put on Friends of First Sky Omaha a conversation that she had with DJ Mr. Soul over there, 87.9, FM. Definitely go check her out over there. As a matter of fact, I think they're going to do a lot more speaking out, some podcasting and stuff like that. They got a lot going on. So definitely pop in, check in with Precious McKesson, and we will bring the elector on to the show too and catch up with her as well. I'll reach out to her and see if she wants to come on anytime soon before these primaries. Very important. Very important.
Man.
What's happening.
Yeah, setting it up again. It's all about following the money, and we see where all the money is going as far as our tax dollars going to war. But it is very interesting that you mentioned at the top of that list. We got to talk about Governor Pillen and secession and what's going on with him. Actually, he's been called out several times by his constituents, which is very interesting. There's an article coming out of Plains Sentinel, and that's actually giving a little insight that I want to talk about as we follow the money this season, as we talk about political power, as we get ready for the midterms. Really paying attention to not just those who are elected, but those who have a little more power. Actually, according to Governor Pillen, he's saying that the lobbyists are the ones that have the real power. And of course, this is something that we know, but to hear a governor say that is very interesting. Again, this is coming out of the Plains Sentinel. Nebraska legislature is actually scheduled to adjourn in just a few days on April 17th, this upcoming Friday. And earlier this week, at an event in Omaha, Plains Sentinel caught up with Governor Jim Pillen as he reflected on this past session. And one of the big things that we'll actually be getting into next week with Senator John Kavanaugh as far as the filibuster. Again, there's a lot of conversation. We got into it on Monday, or not unless we got into it, but we talked about it on Monday with Senator Michaela Kavanaugh as far as the idea, the sentiment that, John Kavanaugh's race might have an impact on filibustering in Nebraska and whether or not certain bills can get stopped, whether we have enough votes and all of that political game, which apparently Pillen is definitely head first in playing. He's actually trying to change some of the rules around the filibuster. As it stands right now, 33 Republicans is exactly the vote that you need for a filibuster. He says we have 33 people that are registered Republicans in session today. He says, again, nominally, nonpartisan legislature is controlled by 33 Republicans, a coalition that can only overcome a filibuster by holding every vote together. So, again, they need all 33 votes to overcome a filibuster, which, again, Pillen is calling antiquated and saying that it doesn't serve the will of the people, which is very interesting. He says, if I was speaker, I would change the rules to get it down to 30. I would also go so hard because who's got the power in the unicameral right now is the lobbyist. If I was a speaker, I'd run that show. I'd be done in a 90-day session and make sure that everybody is way too tired to have time to go out every night drinking and eating off of lobbyists, which is very, very interesting. Yeah. Again, follow the money. Follow the money, man. Who are the lobbyists really getting down in Lincoln? Inquiring minds would like to know. If you know in the chat, let us know. But Pillen actually suggests that term limits, which do not allow state senators to serve more than 2 full consecutive terms, have created an environment where lobbyists have an outsized amount of influence among the many freshman senators entering the legislature, which is a reality. There's a lot of turnover, and Senator Michaela Kavanaugh kind of got into this on Monday as far as mentoring other senators, kind of having that succession plan, if you will, as far as keeping the integrity of certain positions going from senator to senator. But again, very interesting when you hear Pillen chiming up about some of these things, trying to push some of his agendas through and, really looking at what his agenda is or really some of the byproducts of his agenda as far as these rural areas, these rural towns, and what really is going on under Pillen's leadership and where we might be going if this continues. So we've kind of talked about this private-public partnership. We call him Trump Jr., and we're seeing Trump talk a lot about privatizing certain agencies, and we're kind of seeing that happen in Nebraska as well. There's actually an article talking about a rural area, Aurora City in Nebraska, losing their EMS systems to possibly private emergency medical services. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Before we get into that, Paul, chat, what say you?
Yeah, let us know. It's interesting that we're hearing this. We haven't heard it anywhere else. This is the first time we're hearing it, and this is the first time we're hearing it from this particular entity. And I want to put this out to the chat too. Has anybody heard of this Plains Sentinel? And this is a new news source that we peeped because of somebody who posted something on Facebook about what Pillen said, which we found really interesting. Like I said, we haven't heard this kind of talk from him on any other news outlet. Excuse me. So it made me wonder who this is. So maybe I can put this out to the chat chimers, the ghost listeners. I want to put this out to friends of First Sky Omaha. Help us do a little research on this and find out who the Plains Sentinel news group is. Their founding statements: Nebraska has news coverage problem. The media landscape in our state has continued to shrink as traditional media outlets close their doors, reduce staff, or consolidate. As a result, Nebraskans are becoming less informed about the important stories happening in their capital city and across the state. And I really am understanding that. I think they are really kind of focusing on greater Nebraska, more rural, these areas that we're talking about, that he has these relationships in, which might be why they were able to get a statement, and get some information on some things he said, or a different perspective on some things that he said that other news groups have not done. So let's definitely do some work on finding out about this organization. They're about us. The Plains Sentinel is founded with the belief that Nebraskans deserve the best standard of local journalism, and that new and daring reporting is necessary so that Nebraskans can continue to be best informed about what is going on in their communities. The Plains Sentinel is a 501c3 nonprofit that is funded exclusively through contributions of readers and philanthropists. We're committed to bringing Nebraska Public, the Nebraska Public, the higher standard of reporting through a fact-based, nonpartisan lens. For more information, you can hit him up directly, John Gage at plainsentinel.com, and definitely will be reaching out to try to find out about that. Super interesting article, and from what I understand from their about page, their premise is kind of the same. We understand that there's a news desert out here, a gap in information, and this particular article where they're talking about some things that Governor Pillen has said that kind of raised our eyebrows, like, yeah, we know that the lobbyists are doing their thing. We never heard the governor say it. Other news groups haven't captured that quote, those quotes there. So I'm kind of anxious to see who this is and how they're what their eye is, what their scrutiny is on the governor as well, and just learning more about what's happening behind the scenes there. Any news from reputable sources that is welcome, and we definitely want to check that out. So definitely look at that if you would. I see RG in the chat saying, "Oh, pig Pillen sure is making a lot of political statements for someone who claims to not be a politician." I like that.
For sure.
Tony Johnson says, AI says the Plains Sentinel is a nonprofit independent news outlet based in Lincoln, Nebraska. Is led by John Gage, a former Republican politician, operative, and veteran journalist. Okay, more information. Appreciate that. He said, who serves as the organization's executive editor. Okay, so there it is. We following the money, we following the politics, we following who's disseminating what information, and we're trying to read between the lines. That's what First Sky Omaha does.
There you go. So, yeah, man, with that, let's continue in this last 12 or so minutes following the money and, really getting into the reality that a lot of us are having to navigate, especially those in the rural areas of the state. And really, it kind of echoes what's happening in, the hood, really, North Omaha, as far as lack of services, loss of services, lack of business, lack of jobs. And very, very interesting. But we don't necessarily think about might be going on in the rural parts of the area. But this being reported by WOWT, as far as, again, a push that we have to pay attention to. And sometimes it starts in the smaller cities before it gets to a Lincoln or Omaha. But again, a push to privatize some public resources is definitely something that's happening more and more. Again, this is coming out of WOWT surrounding the EMS or emergency medical services for Aurora, a small city in Nebraska. Again, Aurora, Nebraska has been dealing with this actually since 2019. Again, Aurora is placed in Hamilton County. And apparently in 2019, the county transferred its EMS services to the city after the county could no longer afford to sustain the department. The city stepped in, taking on the responsibility of providing ambulance services to both the city and rural areas, stretching out into Hamilton County. And what started as a 6 full-time employee situation actually grown to 15 full-staffed, deliberate expansion designed to help those with medical transfer calls in the department. However, that has not been enough. Typically, we could have just pulled it out of the general reserve funds as far as funding this situation. However, we didn't have any to pull out of as far as general funds. So we had to end up taking a loan out. And so we'll be taking on interest for that project as far as the debt that the city is incurring in order to, again, provide EMS services. as far as the dollar sign of it, City Administrator Adam Darbro said the department now faces an annual shortfall of roughly $800,000, a gap the city has been filling by draining its general fund reserves, and now those reserves are completely drained. They're kind of in trouble. The city has tried to fix a solution before. In May 2024, voters asked to approve a 1.5% sales tax, but voters actually rejected it. And implications of privatization are now coming up, extending beyond actually EMS calls. A private provider would actually operate under a contract limited to ambulance services. This means gas leak responses, fire assist calls, and more would likely fall entirely on the volunteer department, which is struggling to say the least. Actually, there's many volunteers, volunteer firefighter situations, not just in Aurora but across the nation, and they're seeing fewer and fewer volunteer numbers as people again are struggling financially to feed themselves. But again, this story for me is just an example, as we talked about, try to explore what does it really mean. What is it? We talk about these numbers as far as what is it? What does an $800 million shortfall at the state level look like? What does a $500 million shortfall at the state level looks like? We know that, the state is going broke, but what does that mean? What does that look like? And this is what it looks like. This is kind of the tip of the iceberg at the beginning when you start seeing small rural areas lose services like emergency medical. I believe there's another article talking about another area in the state losing their dialysis center and, some of their healthcare options and what that really means. Of course, we talked about Lexington losing the meatpacking plant, and that's not just it. There's other areas that have lost major manufacturing and just jobs in general and resources. And as things get tighter, I'm going to go on a limb and say these things may get worse. So again, presenting all of that to say that this is what we're up against, but everything we've been talking about through today's show is what we can do about it. Voting, coming together, being creative, leaning on each other, seizing some of these opportunities as far as financial assistance from, Inland Port Authority, Department of Economic Development, any opportunity we can seize. Let's seize it because we see those in power not doing the best job.
There you go. That article that you were talking about where the dialysis center was getting shut down actually made national news. It's out of NPR. I'm going to put the article's link in the chat if you guys want to check that out as some supplemental. Definitely check it out. But it was a very interesting piece. And like I said, it gained national attention with NPR because of how much our communities rely on these dialysis centers. And, North Omaha especially probably got a concentration of more dialysis centers than anywhere else. So if it's being taken away in rural, then we probably know that there's going to be some strain points of dialysis places shutting down in Omaha as well, in our area as well. So and it's really that whole scene there when I'm understanding about what goes on with the blood circulation and the kidney disease and everything that's going on, that these dialysis machines is really interesting. That in the Black community especially, we have a lot of people in our families and that we know that are struggling with those types of illnesses. And I mean, everybody knows somebody that goes to dialysis.
Man.
So what's happening with that? When we're talking about these state budgets, we're talking about these strains, we're talking about things getting taken away from people that need it the most. Dialysis places are places that people can't live without. So again, this is just one of many of these items that we have to kind of question. Why are they being neglected? What's going on? And even the national news is questioning it. Shout out to NPR for that article as well.
Man.
Yep. Mama God is saying, she said in the chat, she said, please everybody check on the current status of your voter registration and polling places.
Yeah, man.
Can't stress that enough. We got to get the right folks in seats, the wrong people out of seats, and we can't do that unless our IDs are right. We know where our polling place is at. Everything that needs to happen there is going to be a little bit more difficult. It's not be as convenient as it used to be because of how hard the current administration is trying to make things to do that. And we're not done yet, so we still got a ways to go on all of it. I mean, in our community, we have a lot to say about getting out the vote in general.
Man.
When times are normal, if times are ever normal. But they seem more extreme. Every time we get to a season, it seems like there's more at stake than there was last time. And you can make an argument for that. Big way.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
Mama God says, unfortunately, this administration convinced all big BS bill was not going to impact services. How are you not able to connect the dots? Tell it, Mama
Man.
God.
I mean, we really have to start looking into this whole private takeover. I mean, are we seeing the writing on the wall? You know what I mean? Pretty soon it feels like we're going to be paying all these big industries for every service that we need. Like, it was kind of interesting. I was grocery shopping the other day and it like really hit me like, man, I'm in a position where all the water that I drink comes from a plastic bottle. That's crazy to me.
That you got to go out, get in your car, go to the store, go pick up.
Water. You have to buy your water after paying your water bill every month.
After paying your water bill, after paying the water that goes down the drain. Shout out Wanda Lewis. After you pay the sewer bill.
You paying the sewer bill, you paying your water bill, and you can't drink it. You actually have to then go out and pay Coca-Cola to get these Nestle bottles or whoever owns Deer Park or whatever. Kroger. You got to pay these people for these. You need water to live. And that's where it's going. That's where they're trying to push undermine all of the public services and make you pay for everything.
Bro, if they
you get dialysis, go ahead.
If they could charge for air, they would already do it.
Come on, man. Dialysis centers closing. Next thing you know, you got Trump Health or whatever. What was the health company that Trump tried to? Come on, man.
Trump MD or whatever it was.
If we don't start building our own businesses and supporting that, we're gonna be on the outside looking in. Gonna be on the outside looking in. What we doing?
There are things going on, so we definitely need to go check out and see what is going on. But if you want some ideas, we can always look to the Black Panthers, who had several ideas in the same situation. Here's a link to the Black Panther programs. Definitely check out the programs that they put together, because it was all based on that. Oh, the ambulance not going to come to? Okay, well, we'll start an ambulance company. The healthcare is not. Okay, we'll start clinics. The babies can't have breakfast. Okay, we'll start breakfast. They everything they needed, they started. So shout out, when I'm thinking about what we just spoke to about WayofLife Wardlow, about actually having some community, about some real community, about some real economy with each other, is definitely needed. So there are some things out there that are happening on bigger levels, on more kind of overall levels. We need some granular togetherness. We need more mutual aid. We need more of these things that are happening on small scales in pockets, and to try to get those things together. But we can expound on them. We can expound on those. It's not like we got to reinvent anything. This has been going on since civil rights movement, and even before that. Being able to figure out how to take care of each other the way that our people actually really do. So don't forget it. Ariel's 402 is saying, if you are washing dishes and sell a full pressure and hot water, you are compiling the issue of water. Yeah, I do believe in a little bit of personal responsibility. I did grow up in California, where there was water shortages all the time, which means that we had to learn how to do differently. And I realize it is very different how we do it. We let the toilet fill up a couple times before it gets flushed. We stand there in the shower with the water off while we soap up. We don't let the water run when we brushing teeth. This was all stuff that we were taught growing up in California, because of the lack of water in Cali. And it's really kind of set me up for the lack of water resources that we got for the whole rest of the country. So there is some personal responsibilities there that I definitely think we ought to get down on. But let's also remember that what we've learned about the system, and how the system has set things up to where we have water we can't drink. Does anybody know if Flint is fixed yet?
It's not.
I mean, there's also, at the same time, there's also laws in states where you can't collect rainwater. It's illegal. So yeah, war on water, war on food, all these things. How have we ever survived? Well, we got to remember that we're here. So somebody survived. Ancestors survived. Family survived. We got here. Somebody drank some water back in the day when the water was. Somebody put gas in the tank when there was a gas shortage.
Somehow, some way.
Somehow, some way. That's what we do. We always do that. And as we come to the conclusion of the show, we just definitely want to leave you with that. Like, get past personal mess. get with each other, because everybody is trying to survive, and everybody can collaborate, and everybody can network, and everybody can figure out how to push things aside in order for us to kind of get together and do what we got to do. That's just really what it is. Our whole purpose of this show is to bring some togetherness with our communities. We really started off a news show. We really started off with a whole lot of, even when we were Mind and Soul on the radio program, I put together Michael Scott and Michelle Troxler, because we wanted a little bit of fireworks and dynamics. We knew Michael Scott would bring on the Pete Ricketts and the people on the show. There was going to be a little fireworks stuff happening. And we've morphed into a show that is not that anymore. It's not a hot seat. It's not debate. It's not whatever. It's for solidarity. Everybody else can talk about the issues and the problems and the things. And this is for, if we're still broadcasting live on 95.7 The Boss, I want to put that out there as well. 95.7 The Boss will get on. The Boss will talk about some of the issues, some of the problems. He's got his lane, and it's a great lane to be in. Also, check out the music that gets there. He got some real dope music shows on this channel as well. And a lot of people that are having some discussions on his morning show, definitely tap in. You tap in with us. We're trying to get down to some action and form some togetherness and get together on the same page in order to make some moves. That's what this is actually for. So we have our lane as well. We need both lanes. We need all lanes.
There you go.
You can't have a 1-lane highway. You got to have a 7-lane highway. We got to be able to plow through a city, just like the 75 plow through the north side.
Just like that.
Let's make some change, y'all. We're going to go ahead and get up out of here, buddy. You got some words for the people?
Yeah, man. Just some lyrics come to mind in the words of Jay-Z. Somehow, some way, we're going to make it about the hood someday, man. So, again, man, we appreciate y'all. We love you. We thank you for tuning in. And catch the same time, same place. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Of course, remember, this upcoming Friday, we got our meeting with the mayor. So, yeah, tune in, man. If you have some questions, comments, concerns, or you just want to catch the conversation, definitely tune in. Again, same time, same place, right here on First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B.
In the morning.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Again, big shout out to Mayor John Ewan for taking the time to come speak with us. Looking forward to that. Also have a jam-packed schedule next week. So, we're going to keep on keeping on, man. As long as, we can do it, man. So, again, we appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. Big shout out to brother WayofLife Wardlow. Check him out. Going down this Saturday, again, at the Dreamland Lounge, or right over Ames, if I'm not mistaken. Check him out. Check him out. Again, Dreamland Lounge. Not just him. Got some heavy hitters, man. Got some talent going on, man. So again, if you ain't got nothing going on, even if you do, make some time this Saturday. Pull up. I see brother Sherman Wells tapping in. Big shout out to you, brother. Looking forward to the next sermon with Sherman as well. And much love to all of y'all, man. And without further ado, Paul B.
Yo.
Take it away.
Right on, brother. Way of Life still in the chat saying peace, power, prosperity to you two revolutionaries. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate your knowledge and the things that you are bringing to the people's attention, bringing it to the public. That's what's up. Appreciate that. Definitely want to thank everybody for joining us today and our special guest. We already talked about the fact that we have, I just can't say it enough. We got monthly meetup with the mayors.
Come on, man.
Everybody's show can't have the mayor, but
come on.
We can.
Hey. Come to death row.
Come to death row. First Sky Omaha is also hosting the Senator's Cipher, and that's happening on Monday. Shout out to Senator Ashley Spivey. Shout out to Senator Terrell McKinney, who's coming through. And then on that week as well, we got Senator John Kavanaugh coming through. So another senator on deck. Senators are coming out now with the session closing down. We can talk a little bit about what's happening and about his run and everything else that's going on. Lots to talk about when it comes to all these things. And don't forget, tap in to Preston Love Jr.'s page on Thursday and tap into the news as well. He's doing a press conference Thursday morning, and we're going to talk about some of the things that he's going to be announcing as well. And if you haven't gone over to the North Omaha Visitor Center yet, you're missing out. Out.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? Come on through. There's a lot of important meetings. It's turning into the Black City Hall over there for real, y'all. And also the place that's taking all my monies. I'm like, I can't. I'll spend $25 every time I come in this mug. Look, the oxtail soup was good, but in the banana pudding is off the chain. But yeah, slow down, y'all. Slow down. But it's going down over there. Definitely go check that out as well. Also, definitely check out Dreamland Lounge. We'll talk about this. Here's some of the things that they got going on. Wine Wednesday, Ladies Night on Thursday, live music on Friday. Saturday, they got House of Afro Capes and Curls game night coming. That's what's up. Shout out to the House of Afro Capes and Curls. Jade. Man, they get down, and then turns happening that night. Our Way of Life show, is going down that night. WayofLife Wardlow is performing along with others. So Saturday's going to be getting down, and then Soulful Sundays on Sunday. Heard they have some drink specials and stuff like that too on Sunday. So definitely go check that out, man. Nice spot. And we will definitely be reaching out to Miss Katie Rain to talk to her about that spot and about what's going on over there, because we want to make sure that we're supporting her however she needs to be supported. It's going down. Appreciate y'all. Pop says, great show. First Guy is how I get 90% of my information and awareness. Thank you. See you on Friday. Right on, Pop.
Hey, okay. Well, thank you.
Ariel's 402 says the mayor should have a hashtag to help his followers find him on the show and add to the description. Okay. Appreciate the reminder. We'll try to remember that and get on that ourselves as well. Yeah. But
meet with the mayor.
Meet with the mayor. It's going down. All right. Did I already pass it to you? Pass the mic to you? Yeah, you already gave your big ups, right?
Yeah. Let's get out of here.
Right on. Shout out to Umaha Tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Shout out to our elders allowing us to speak before you, and shout out to you, the chat chimers, allowing us to speak with you. We really appreciate all of your comments, your questions, your respect for the guests, and you hanging with us for as long as you possibly can. If you miss any parts of this show, please go back and check it out on YouTube and give us a like and subscribe over there. If you would hit the like button, many blessings to be claimed. Shout out Ariel for saying that. I really appreciate that. Also, a special thanks to the supporters, all of our members, the $10 people, the $25 people, the $50 people. Thank you. If you are so inclined to become a member of the channel so you can sponsor us to keep this rolling and expand, then please hit us up on firstskyOmaha.com, hit the join button, and become a member of the channel. And we'll talk more about that as we go, because we're making some changes there as well. Definitely shout out to the people who have signed up for the weekly wrap. Weekly wrap newsletter drops every Friday at 4:00. There's some surveys. We're going to make sure that we keep some surveys in this mug so we can have some back and forth dialogue with you about what's going on, about even stuff as simple as the time we ought to change, or if we ought to change the time to start time or whatever. Everything from that to political questions to everything. We want to create a dialogue here where you guys can answer a few questions each week that you get down on it. So if you would, please join us. You can hit us up at firstskyOmaha@gmail.com, and we'll get your address in so that you can start receiving the weekly wrap on Fridays. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys take care of yourselves. It's supposed to be nice weather out here again. I'll take it. We'll see you Friday. Peace.
By the way, Vanglorious, this is protected by the red